Dolly Parton and her husband have been married for over 50 years, but I bet you did not know that they have an open relationship. Yep, they aren't alone. A growing number of people are in open relationships with their partners. And to break it all down for us, we are joined by sex and relationship expert, Dr. Tammy Nelson. Welcome, Dr. Tammy Nelson. We can't wait to hear from you. So why are more couples, it seems like today, are in open relationships?
You know, I think for a lot of reasons, but number one, monogamy is now more connected to integrity and honesty than ever before. It used to be monogamy was sort of synonymous with morality, but now we're living longer than ever before. And so we're expected to live with someone for like 20, 30, 50, sometimes 70 years. I mean, it used to be marriage was like 15 years and then you were dead. So it was fine.
Right.
So what would you
say? Now, you know, you want to live with someone for a long time and be true to your promises.
Without beating around the bush, what would you say to people who think an open relationship is just bananas?
Did you write that question?
I did.
Well, I think open monogamy is different than an open relationship free-for-all. It means you have a primary partner, a central relationship, maybe a marriage, and then you have some kind of flexible or fluid agreement. So everybody does it differently. I mean, this is not your grandmother's monogamy, you know? Like, I think there's 75 million people on Ashley Madison, which is a dating but married website. So there's a lot of people living a non-monogamous, you know, lifestyle and a marriage. They just aren't really transparent about it.
All right, that's terrifying. Now, you know,
75 million.
It's a lot. In Ashley Madison, I remember they got leaked. All their stuff got leaked, and people still went back on the site. So shout out to them. That's great marketing, whoever did that. I don't know how they did. Now, a lot of generations are saying, how is a relationship different than being a swinger? But I know for a fact there's a difference. But can you explain to the audience much better than I what's the difference?
Well, I think swinging implies that you're going to switch partners, you're gonna, you know, go into separate rooms with different people. And that is one type of open relationship, but monogamy is on a continuum. So it might mean that you just, you know, like talk to your ex on social media, or it could mean that you're polyamorous and have love relationships with other people. There's such a wide range today. You know, I don't think it really encompasses open relationships to say it's swinging, or that we can even define it for everyone. It's really different for every couple these days. It's really like a flexible kind of monogamy.
Our audience is chirping in about some experiences about this.
Oh, really?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, Julia says my ex wanted an open.
Maybe you shouldn't say names.
Oh, well,
no, you're right, you're right.
But I said, okay, go look for another guy, and he suddenly changed his mind. So interesting to hear from this. This is not an endorsement at all, but my question is, couples who might be interested in this lifestyle, where do they start?
Thanks for that question, Julia.
Well, I think a great place to start is to say, you know, I saw Julia on Daily Bus Live who was talking about it.
Poor Julia.
And you could leave my book, Open Monogamy, on the bedside table.
There you go.
Or, you know, to say, what if? Let's just have a what if conversation. Like, what would it look like if we did this? And start at a purely fantasy level. You don't ever have to take this into action. And that could be fun enough for a lot of couples. That's kind of juicy, just to like live on the what if level. You don't ever have to really do anything. And the last suggestion I have is don't use anyone's name if you have a fantasy. Don't say I want to invite my neighbor over.
That's a shot at you, Tori.
Yeah, I didn't mean to. I thought this was an open, safe space. Are there rules, though, that you could put into place to make it more structured for someone who wants a more structured relationship?
Yeah, absolutely. Although I don't like the word rules, because rules kind of implies that they're going to be broken, right? Rules are meant to be broken. And also that I have to sort of be your parent and punish you if they are broken. I don't want to follow up with you. So boundaries are better. Like I have boundaries and you have boundaries, but I can't put my boundaries on you. Although I do have red lines. So a red line means this I can't do, and if we do this, we have to shut the whole experiment down.
Would that
and I think you should have a veto power. You know, I think you should be able to say, this is not working.
Dr. Nelson, would that include if your partner falls in love with someone? That would be my greatest fear. I mean, do you set up boundaries, red lines to prevent that from happening?
Well, to be honest, I don't know if you can ever prevent that from happening, even if you have a traditionally monogamous relationship. You know, like your partner could fall in love with someone. I think it is important, though, to have that conversation. Like, what if we start seeing other people and we start getting emotionally attached? Should we shut that down and back that up? Or is that just like this new relationship energy that's going to wear off? You know, it's a different conversation. It's a different level of communication. It only works with couples that can really talk to each other and that are really doing well. It's not a way to save your marriage.
Good note. Thank you, Dr. Nelson. DBL Nation, you can learn more by visiting her website, drtammynelson.com. You can also listen to her podcast, The Trouble with Sex, or purchase one of her many books. Dr. Tammy, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Always a pleasure.